Hello, it's Jay from Wearing J Crochet. So in last video we went through my whips, and the first thing I started working on was a little Baphomet, which, long story short, I basically redid the entire thing. The old one was done with a 5mm crochet hook, which I don't use anymore. I typically use a 4, so I ended up redoing the entire thing. But I wanted to show you him because he turned out pretty freaking cute. Anyways, here he is. I got him all finished. That is one whip down and out of the bin, which is awesome. Then I started working on another one. This guy. This was the trans-colored Baphomet. This one has been a giant pain as well because I thought that because he was a little bit smaller that I had used my 4mm crochet hook. I did not. What I actually used was this. It's a 3.25mm crochet hook, which I actually got out of one of those crochet kits, and I hate this hook. It's just not what I'm used to. Like, this little flat piece is just not where I'm used to having it, so like that's I'm typically use this 4mm, and so it's just been a giant pain, so I've been working on him just slowly. Also, in last video I showed you this guy, which I'm showing you him again because I actually added buttons to him and I love it. He has turned out so freaking cute. I'm obsessed. I found a new thing that I want to crochet 1,000,000 of, which I actually did do another one. Here is the second guy. It's pretty freaking adorable too. I added buttons to him as well. Did the ruffles just a tiny bit bigger, but definitely turned out a little more jester-like, which I'm still pretty happy with. I want to crochet like 1,000,000 of these, but they are incredibly time consuming. I think I'll make one more and actually try to time myself, because the typical Baphomets that I do, just the regular ones without extra added on to it, take me about 2 hours, I think just a little over. So I'm afraid that those are probably taking me 4 or 5. I don't know. We'll have to test that theory. Anyways, I actually have to run off to work, so I just kind of wanted to come on and show what I have been doing. Well, hello, it's Wednesday. I've kind of done a lot and nothing all at the same time. I've kind of gone through a lot of my bins and what I actually had, so I dug everything out. Again, this is like the 3rd time I've done this, and I wrote down everything that I have, how many of it I have, and there's a few things in there that I don't love. They are things I crocheted a little bit more towards the beginning of when I first started, and they're just not to my standard anymore. I'll show you a couple. So first I have these little snowmen. This was like the very first thing I ever crocheted without a pattern. Like, I was just looking at a picture and did it. They're cute, but they're not to my standard, like I said. So this pom-pom, I don't have a pom-pom maker. I wish I did, but you could just pull these out. So I'm not happy with that. This guy I could technically get away with, but it's just embroidered. I don't know. I'm just not super happy with those. Then I have a little stingray. Cute, just again, not to my standard. I think this was still when I was crocheting mostly with a 5mm hook. I think I could probably do a lot better now. This guy I also did without a pattern. It's a little gnome. I don't know if you can tell that. So, not loving him either. Then the final thing I have in here is a little elephant. Probably looks cute, but again, just not to my standard. I think if I redid this, I could do a lot better. I was kind of looking at like the legs, trying to get him to sit, and there's giant holes back here. So, I don't know. I might end up redoing him. We'll see. But anyway, I have all of that stuff that I'm kind of not really sure what to do with. I don't know if I want to scrap a lot of the yarn, if I want to try to reuse any of it. I don't know. We'll see. I want to redo this elephant guy. I just don't know if I have any more of this really light gray yarn. So if I redo him, I'm kind of either stuck with the amount of yarn that has already been used here, or I'm gonna have to pray that I might have a light gray somewhere. I also have taken the last like 2 hours this morning, afternoon I guess, it's almost about 2 o'clock, and I've taken a lot more pictures of stuff that I have that are going to go up on my Etsy. I've been trying to kind of get all of my stock on there. I have quite a bit on there, just not everything. So mainly because I'm lazy and I don't like spending so long just taking pictures. So I got about half of what I have done with pictures. Some of them I already had, so I just need to go in and edit them and then upload them to my Etsy. But those will probably be the plan for the rest of the day. Can you hear the dog? I don't know if you can. But anyways, I think for the plan for the rest of the day will just be to kind of keep organizing. I gotta put all this stuff back. This is still things over here I need to take pictures of and post. I still have this little guy back here that I haven't really worked on a whole lot. I did get a horn done. So all I need for him really is another horn and the 2 ears, and then he'll be done. I did have a little bit more bafflements than I thought I did, so that's good. I'm very happy about that. Alright guys, so I was gonna wrap up this video. The last one was a little long, so I'm trying to keep this one a little shorter. So I don't have a whole lot to show you guys, but I do have a couple of things. So first off, I did start making another little clown baphomet. Have his body, his head done, some arms, and a leg. So we're gonna keep working on him. Hopefully I'll get him done in the next video. He's taking me a little bit longer because I am trying to actually time myself with that one. I think I'm sitting at a little over an hour with that one. But anyways, we'll get to that one. So if you don't know, there is another YouTuber here called the Enchanted Skein, and I found her a little while ago, and she's super fun. She's done a lot of really cool things. She's also gearing up for a market, so it's really fun to see what she's got going on. But she has made her own pattern that she allowed me to test for her, be one of her testers. But he's super cute, so I'm gonna show him off. Here is this little guy. He is a little Frankenstein, lovey kind of doll. So initially her pattern is done in a plushy, like 6 weight yarn. Everything that I have in that is A, 1, not bright colors, and 2, I don't have enough of. So I did him in a 4 weight, that's what I had. But he's still pretty cute, he's just super tiny. I was holding up like a lighter for size reference, but he's still pretty cute. I'm very happy with him. I'm not sure when her pattern will be released. If I remember, I will link that as soon as it is posted. Her channel will be linked down below as well, so please go check her out and give her some love. Go check out her videos. She's done some super cute ones, and she shows her plushie one in there, which, like I said, I think would have worked a lot better. I just did not have that color plushie yarn, but I appreciate her letting me do it and being a part of her test. It was a lot of fun. So anyways, go check her out, and if you want to see more content from me in the future, subscribe, like, all that fun stuff. Thanks for watching.